Никто не знает, где я, не знаю, с кем я, не знаю, о чем они говорят, не знаю, чего они хотят. Как зачем? Ты что, не знаешь, на что ты приехала? Я говорю, нет, я приехала в официантке. Тоже обслуживать, но не в официантке, а в проститутке.
Fără pașapoarte, înăuntru lucram, în afară nu se dădea voie deloc să ieșim. Toate geamurile închise, tot absolut. Permanent lucram, puteam să avem 5-10, depinde de persoane. Dar e și mult pentru mai bine să nu mai fi fost. Și am tot așa. Mai bine că n-am sărit, mai bine muriam decât să trăiesc așa cum trăiesc acum.
Good afternoon. According to the Department of Social Services, over 800,000 women in European countries get abducted every single year due to human trafficking. Sex slavery, harsh labor work, and prostitution are some of the tyrannical jobs that the oppressed group are going through. The traffickers consist of the abductors, men, and women accomplices. These oppressors lure victims by providing false hope and false promises for high-paying jobs.
We meet the woman, so we are being together with them. We are making good blowjob. How can I tell you?
According to an article written by Dr. Sam Vaknin, he states that they often transport victims from their home communities to unfamiliar destinations and other sources of protections and support. Victims are reported to have been beaten, blackmailed, and forced to engage in sex acts or slave-like labor. This leads to Article 4 of the Declaration of Human Rights, which states that no one should be held in slavery for any reason. The buying and selling of human beings should be prevented at all times.
Attempts to prevent women and children in Eastern Europe from being oppressed include strengthening social protection systems, creating a greater environment of a civil society to take action against this oppression, and putting victims through counseling and training in order to help them obtain legal jobs and get their lives back on track. For strengthening the social protection systems, according to BBC News, governments that are under this oppression, such as China, Vietnam, the UK, Nigeria, and especially Eastern Europe, have stated that better coordination between authorities and departments abroad are key. Frontline workers like border staff police to healthcare workers and even flight attendants are now required to be trained to better identify, support, and protect any activity of what seems to look like human trafficking. For a greater involvement of society, activists are not only trying to catch traffickers and victims, but they're also trying to educate young girls in the rural areas of Eastern Europe about the dangers of this oppression as well. According to the United Nations Office of Drugs and Crimes, a victim from Albania spoke about how after getting treatment, counseling, and skills and training, it helped her find work as a tailor, which helped her get her life back on track. Tactics used for further attempts to prevent this oppression include the Blue Campaign. Under the Blue Campaign, the Department of Homeland Security takes the initiative to combat human trafficking, arrest traffickers, protect victims, and provide immigration relief for foreigners such as Eastern Europeans. Although these attempts have been implemented, these past attempts have not been successful due to the lack of control on countries. For strengthening the social protection systems, it has been stated that police forces often prefer not to go after traffickers at all, since they know that a great deal of effort to persecute human traffickers only rarely results in a conviction. Trafficking convictions are often based on witness/victims' testimonies that may display that they might have been simply deported. In contrast, for a greater involvement of a civil society, victims choose not to cooperate because they have been threatened by their captor for the fear of deportation and also the fear of harm being put on themselves and their family.
Când trăiam în sat, casnic, cum s-ar spune, n-aveam nici casă, nici bani, nici, cum s-ar spune, nici masă, absolut nimic. Trăiam greu.
For helping victims through the guidance of counseling and training, some who have a harder life at home than their current position choose to stay with their owner because they do not feel the need for social services since everything for them is there, such as food and shelter. Others find it hard to go back to the regular routine of both trying to find a job and to work one.
The person implementing this cause would be the government. They should recruit and examine experts on human trafficking so they can educate the volunteers. Because we want this to be by the people and for the people, it would have to be funded by the people. If we were to have it funded by the government, there would be better results. People may disagree highly on this because of taxation, which is why every NEE HTO office should have meetings with the government and people of every city. This operation would cost $100 million plus, give or take. Because we would be working with the government, this could take up to 6 years. Any government is always dealing with certain issues within the state. Delay is expected. They will also have to be trained in weaponry in order to have any upper hand in this operation. NEE HTO would send 5 people out every night to downtown areas. It would have to be the same 5 people every night so the workers would not get suspicious with seeing new faces every day. NEE HTO would be working closely with police, so we'd have police nearby every time. In order for this to work, the 5 sent out would have to keep an eye out at all times. They would have to interact with the workers and ask questions, not too many though. If one of the 5 do find something suspicious, that person should contact the other 4 and let them know what's going on, and to follow them. One huge weakness is, why are people going to risk their anything to save people they don't even know? Brothels are a dangerous place to be, they might be taken in, they may not be trained well enough. The solution would work because we will be destroying it from the inside out rather than the outside in. We'll have more people aware that this is happening in their cities. As the people watching this, you can donate, you can sign up, and you can tell your parents. Spread the word. For more information, call the National Human Trafficking Hotline at 888-373-7888.